Hey everybody, so today is Monday. Hopefully my voice is starting to sound better and normal. I just had this cough left that will not leave me alone. I read Psalm 11 today. The verses I like were 3 through 5, which says, "When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do?" I'm going to talk about that a lot today, I think. "The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord is on his heavenly throne. He observes the sons of men. He eyes, sorry, it's Monday. His eyes examine them. The Lord examines the righteous, but the wicked and those who love violence his soul hates." Verse 7, "For the Lord is righteous. He loves justice. Upright men will see his face." First question. What hiding places or getaways does the world urge upon you? And this, of course, is what I put. And sometimes it's not necessarily like you're actually going to a place, but it can use things. That's what I thought of, to try and make you think that you're getting away, because like when we get stressed, like we want to get away, we want to just have peace, we just want to relax, we want to get out of the stress. So I put the things of this world: money, alcohol, drugs, sex, shopping for things, cars, bigger houses, bigger cars, bigger, better houses and cars, food, all those things are things that we use to get away, and that's what the world uses, Is anyone immune from that stuff? No, they're not. What? Because I've done it before. I've done it before I was saved. I've done it before after I was saved, Like I said, shopping was a big one for me. That was like a huge one, It still kind of is. Like, it gives me, I don't know, I guess I get like a little high off of it or something. I don't know. Anyways, how do you seek refuge in the Lord instead? And like I just said, no one is immune to that stuff. And I've done it before I was saved, after I was saved. So, okay. I didn't do all those things. I just want to correct that. But I said, by continually making time for him every day, praying and reading. So, do we always seek to find refuge in the Lord? No, because we seek to find getaways, refuge from other things sometimes, even if we are saved. Like we just do. Like, I don't know the reasons or excuses, but we just do. We don't always run to the Lord to get away, or to seek refuge. But that's, of course, what we should do. But we have to constantly, you have to set aside time every day for God, every day, and you need to constantly be praying, and you need to constantly be in his word, and you definitely have to go to church somewhere. Like, I am a huge believer in that. Like, you just have to get that word in you. And as you continue to grow, I think it's the more that you need. Honestly, I do, because there's so much fighting against you, in this world. Last question. Do you feel like the foundations are being destroyed? Okay, I could talk about so much, and I always do this. Like, I run through my head of what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I look at the questions, I pick out the ones that I don't know, like really speak to me. I answer those, I read them, answer what I put. But then I just always talk about stuff, and just things I don't know, pop out to me. Like when I'm riding into work, I'm thinking about things. And then when I do this, I forget everything. And of course, when I'm driving, I can't write down stuff that I'm thinking about, or God is telling me. All that being said, I was not going to use this question initially, because I was like, what does that mean? Do you feel like the foundations are being destroyed? But in the verses, the first one I read was 3. It says, "When the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do?" Well, Pastor Stephen this past weekend was talking about foundations, and that no matter who you are, what you do, where you go, whatever, like if you don't build that foundation on God, everything else ain't gonna work. Everything else ain't gonna matter. You're still gonna be empty. You're still gonna be just lost. You can still be void, whatever you want to call it. Without that foundation in God, you ain't got nothing. That's Mary's paraphrasing of his sermon this weekend, which was awesome. What? When it comes up at noon today, I'll post it, because it was awesome. So anyway, foundations. So I was thinking about what this country was created on, and that was God, Like when they came over from Great Britain, like it was like and I'm not history buff, so I'm not going to talk too much about history because I'll probably get it wrong. So whatever, just check it out for yourselves. Whatever, you should have learned it in school. I don't know if you remembered it. I hated history. But when they came over, like, to America, like, that was their foundation, you know, was Christianity. You know, that's what they wanted, religious freedom. That's why they came here, you know, and that's what we built the foundation of this country on. And I truly believe that's the reason why this country has been so prosperous, you know, is because of our forefathers. But now it's totally, I think, just being demolished, you know, obviously. And we just look at so many things that are happening in this world. It's just sickening. And I'm just going to share this thing that I was thinking of. So Friday night, I was watching Live PD. And, I don't know, I'm just getting into it more. I don't know why. I used to love Cops when I was younger. But, so I was watching it. And, you know, Richland County's on there a lot. But Kevin Lawrence, like, found this guy in this car, and he had this crack pipe in his lap. And, you know, the guy said that he was smoking crack, you know, and he was sitting in the car. And I'm not trying to I gotta be careful here. I'm not sure how to whatever say it. I'm not saying that what Kevin Lawrence did was bad or wrong or whatever, because he has to follow whatever rules he's given or whatever. But I just don't understand why they let the guy go. Like, honestly, like, I don't. Like, he let him go. Like, he was like, okay, just, you know, get out the car and just, you know, go back up in the hotel or whatever. Don't, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember his exact words. But my thing is, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, dude's just done crack. He's just admitted that he's done it. Am I saying throwing in jail is going to solve the issue? No, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't understand why he wasn't arrested, because is that not against the law? I just don't get it. So me and this other police officer were talking, and he was trying to explain to me the reasoning behind why he was let go. And that's how I asked, well, you know, how can I get a ride along? And then he's like, oh, I'll be more than happy to give you one. So I don't know. I just think it was totally wrong. I think the whole situation was wrong. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe like when I get with this officer and talk to him more about it, I don't know. Like, so that's part of the thing. I think that the foundations are being crazy. I mean, you continuously and this is just one example, and I know, like, I haven't spoken in depth with this officer and spoken about, you know, why, you know, he was let go and all this stuff. Like, I haven't, you know, whatever. I don't know the rules, the laws. I don't know what they're supposed to do as police officers. Like, I don't. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, if you break the law, then you should be arrested. But I've seen so many times where people have been let go. The person that hit me like 4 years ago, they, you know, didn't have a driver's license, you know, because it was suspended because they had so many hit and runs, like 2, I think. You know, DUIs, just you name it, driving without a license. I don't know, just all this stuff. And he was never arrested, you know, when he hit us. It makes no sense to me. Like, it doesn't. Am I saying that getting arrested solves everything? No, and I don't want to go off totally in this, but I'm just saying, I think that when you let people get away with stuff that they shouldn't get away with, and I know that mercy plays a huge part because God has given me so much mercy, but we have to have that foundation, that bottom line. We have to have that, like, hey, this is a rule. You break this rule, here's the consequences. Because when you sit there and you say, okay, here's the rule, you break the rule, here's going to be the consequences. But then when the person breaks the rule and you do absolutely nothing, they're like, go, well, guess what? You give someone an inch, they're going to take a mile. Every time you don't do what you said are going to be the consequences, they're going to keep on pushing the limit until it's whatever. And that's my personal opinion. That's Mary's opinion today, is that all these things that people are doing and they just are not being held responsible for their actions is playing a part in the foundations of this country just being torn apart. My personal opinion, once again, personal opinion, disclaimer, Mary's personal opinion, because I just don't get it. It's upsetting to me, you know. it just is, because I don't know, it just, like, seriously it is. But anyways, with that said, yes, I think this country is just, it's falling apart. It's falling apart because we don't put God first, and the people that are not Christians are not necessarily to blame. It's the Christians that are to blame, because we sit here and we spewed out that we're Christians, but then each and every day, and I'm not trying to like come down hard on you or anything like that, I'm just talking to myself basically, is, we sit there and say we're Christians, but then really are we, like, are we, are we doing and trying to walk in, like God has said, and a lot has come to me today because my ex still talks to baby girl's mom, and I don't know if I'm sharing things I shouldn't, I don't know, but there was a fire in her house, so she, I guess, lost a lot of stuff. I don't really know the specifics. I didn't even really ask. So I couldn't, in my heart, knowing that I had that baby girl of hers for 3.5 years, do absolutely nothing, and so I texted her and I said, because I don't know that I was ready for that yet. I was eventually going to, but I guess God made an opportunity for me, because he knows my heart, and he knows that I can't stand to see people suffer, but so anyway, I just said, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I brought her some stuff yesterday. So, I was thinking about it a lot, about, are we deserving of stuff? Like, being deserving of stuff. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know the situation. I don't even know, her whole situation to begin with, why her kids were taken. Whatever. Like, but sometimes I think as Christians, we sit there and think that we have to be deserving of something to get it. I'm not saying that she wasn't deserving, or she is, or whatever. I'm just saying this is what came to me. Like, we should just do things to show God's love. You know what I'm saying? Like, even homeless people, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, they're going to go spend it on this. We're going to go spend. Well, you know what? Don't give them money. Don't give them money. Go buy them food. Go get them, I don't know, clothes. Go get them little, like, oh God, what do you call it? Like the things we did at Elevation, the little packets, like the toothbrush, the toothpaste, deodorant, the simple little things toiletries that you would need. You know what I'm saying? Do stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to give them money, and are they deserving of it? Who are you to say? I mean, what makes a person deserving of anything, honestly? Like, because if I sit there and think about it, like, I don't know why. I don't know if it was ingrained from the church. I don't know if it's just something that the enemy uses. I don't know if it's just myself. Like, I don't know. Like, I just had this feeling like, God, I have to not earn your love, but like, in order for you to bless me, God, like, I have to do something. I have to be so good. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing good enough. There's nothing whatever enough for God to bless me. There just isn't. I'm not deserving of anything. So if I'm not, what's the difference in them? Who cares if somebody's not deserving? How do you decide what's deserving? You know what I'm saying? Just do stuff to do stuff, Or like, I've heard people, and I'm talking about pastors' wives, whatever you want to call it, that have said, about somebody didn't have food or something, and they were like, oh, well, they're just blowing their money. Something about, God, what was it exactly? I don't remember exactly, but like, basically they were just saying, well, why should I help them? They're not deserving. That's the way I took it. You know what? I'm going to run out of time. But, who are we to say what's deserving? Just do something to show God's love. You never know what that act of God's love is going to do for that person, how it's going to change that person, how it's going to help that person, anything. I don't even know where this all went to today. I totally went everywhere. Excuse me. But I don't know. I just hope something said something today, because I'm going to run out of time, and I hate that. But yeah, we're not deserving. No one is deserving, but still show God's love. What? And just, I don't know, just pray for this country. We need desperate prayer in this country. What? So it's Monday. I hope y'all have a marvelous Monday. See, I'm trying to do it. But yeah, I need to go. So y'all have a great day. It's Monday. It's all right. It's going to be a great day. I speak it in the name of Jesus. Peace out.